observations.
This is
Pure Science Specials. Day to go west is another day and it's a new day to learn and explore. Yes, because this day is really intended for Pure Science Specials.
So mga taga-West, our hashtag for today is hashtag PSS Blue
But
Creatures.
guys, before we go further with our topic today, let's take a flashback of our weekend getaway.
Diba? Ang saya-saya nun pumunta tayo ng beach and we enjoyed so much. Diba, Denise?
Oo nga, nag-enjoy talaga ako sa outing natin kasi first time na tayo lang magkasama, di ba?
Yes, and that was one of the most unforgettable moments that we have as a group. Tama ka dyan, Miles. And alam niyo guys, aside from enjoyment na na-feel ko last week during our vacation, meron akong mga katanungan na talaga ng mga tumatak sa isip ko. At yun ay, kung bakit ano ang pinagkaiba ng sea at saka sa ocean.
And why is it, di ba? Why is it the ocean is salty and why is it its color is blue?
Oh, that's a great observation, Mayhan.
Oo nga, no? And our getaway is somewhat related to our topic
That's
today.
right then. And for us to know that answers of those questions,
Mga taga-West, let's take a look of our feature stories.
Oceans covers about 70% of Earth's surface. Did you know that the Earth's 5 oceans and all seas are connected? So seawater flows freely between them. The seas and oceans and the creatures that lives in them still hold many mysteries for the scientists. Pero, ano nga ba ang pinagkaiba ng sea at ng ocean? Many people use this term ocean and sea interchangeably, but there are differences between the two of them. When speaking of geography, sea are smaller than oceans and are usually located where the land and ocean meet. Typically, sea are partially enclosed by the land, while oceans are very large body of waters that covers the earth.
There are also many seas or smaller branches of ocean. Seas are often partly enclosed by land. The largest seas are the Mediterranean Sea, where we can found in Europe, the South China Sea, where we can found in Asia, and the Caribbean Sea, where we can found between the North America and the South America.
There are 5 recognized oceans in the world: the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and the Southern Ocean.
The oceans of the Earth are unique in our solar system. No other planet in our solar system has liquid water. Life on Earth is originated in the seas, and the oceans continue to be home to an incredibly diverse web of life. Seas and oceans contain a huge variety of plant and animal life, from the surface all the way down to the deepest trenches. The main food source in the sea is a phytoplankton, a microscopic plant. Billions of phytoplankton drift near the surface of the sea, making food from sunlight, water, gases, and minerals. They are the basis of the food chain for millions of species.
Bakit kaya asul ang kulay ng dagat? Ano kaya ang dahilan nito? Is it true that the cloud's color causes this? Ilan lang yan sa mga katanungang kailangan nating sagutin. And this explains that
Si Eric Falconer ay isang scuba diver. Gusto niyang malaman kung bakit asul ang kulay ng dagat. Sa kanyang eksperimento, gumamit siya ng mansanas at toppers. Nang makarating siya 35 meters underwater, umiba ang kulay ng apple. Naging dark gray ito. Dahil ang red wavelength ay unang ma-absorb ng tubig at ang blue at green wavelengths naman ay makakapasok sa ikaliliman ng tubig. Why is the ocean blue? The ocean is blue because water absorbs colors in the red part of the light spectrum. Like a filter, this leaves behind colors in the blue part of the light spectrum for us to see. The ocean may also take on green, red, or other hues as light bounces off of floating sediments and particles in the water. Most of the ocean, however, is completely dark. Hardly any light penetrates deeper than 656 feet, and no light penetrates deeper than 3,280 feet. When sunlight hits the ocean, the water strongly absorbs long wavelength colors at the red end of the light spectrum, as well as short wavelength light, including violet and ultraviolet. The remaining light that we see is mostly made up of blue wavelengths. Just how blue the water is depends on how much of it is available to absorb the light. But ocean water appears bluer the farther you travel down the water column. The water molecules absorb infrared, red, and ultraviolet light first, and then yellow, green, and violet. Blue light is absorbed the least, giving it the greatest ocean penetration depth according to NASA. That was it, Saga West. Hindi na kayo magtataka kung bakit blue ang kulay ng ocean. Sana may natutunan kayo. This has been Denise Ray Ontado, BSS on the Go.
Any movement in water is called wave. Where do you think the wave came from? What do you think is the cause of it? Here are some explanations about wave.
Waves are most commonly caused by wind. Wind-driven waves or surface waves are created by the friction between wind and surface water. As wind blows across the surface of the ocean or a lake, the continual disturbance creates a wave crest. These types of waves are found globally across the open ocean and along the coast. Most potentially hazardous waves can be caused by severe weather, like a hurricane. The strong winds and pressure from this type of severe storm cause storm surge, a series of long waves that are created far from shore in deeper water and intensify as they move closer to land. Other hazardous waves can be caused by underwater disturbances that displace large amounts of water quickly, such as earthquakes, landslides, or volcanic eruptions.
That's all for today. This is Nieva Dislim Pastrana for Pure Science Special.
An ocean is a vast body of salt water, characterized by varying depths, constant tides, and salt content. So, Taga West, have you ever wondered why the ocean is salty? Let's take a look at this. Why is the sea very salty when water and rivers and streams is not? That is a very good question. All water and even rainwater contains dissolved chemicals which scientists call as salts, but not all water tastes salty. Whereas rain contains fewer salts compared to seawater. So can you imagine how salty is the sea? The sea is so salty, but in fact it is almost difficult to imagine how some scientists estimate that the ocean contains as much as 50 million billion tons of dissolved solids. If the salt in the sea could be removed and spread evenly over the Earth's land surface, it would form an area of 500 thick feet or 152 meters, and this was about the height of a 40-story office building covering every bit of land in the Earth. Each cubic foot of sea water just contains only under kilo of salt, and roughly enough the 1600 cushions of chips. Okay, let us say that the sea is very salty. But why? All rivers and streams that flow into it are as much as 500 million years old. And scientists think this because animals that live then carries fossils and rocks. Fresh water in lakes, rivers evaporate because of sun's heat and then replenished by rain, and this keeps the water nice and fresh because the seas have been there for so long. Thus, they have already been absorbed all sort of things and sediment from rocks that have gradually breaking up. Another factor is maybe the formation of new minerals and biological debris from dead animals. So that is why the sea is so salty. Stated in another way, about 3.5% of weight of seawater comes from the dissolved salts. In a cubic mile of seawater, the weight of the salt in form of sodium chloride would be about 120 million tons. And that was it, Taga West. This is Miles Portillo for Pure Science Specials.
The oceans are full of life. A variety of animals and plants must live together. Coral grow in large numbers, creating a home for these creatures. Meanwhile, schools of fish roam the depths, also looking for a bite to eat.
Shallow depths, the plant life flourishes. Sunlight beams down on the different types of algae. These simple plants serve as food for many animals of the sea. Not only are they important to the food chain, they are also used by people in many ways. In the deeper parts of the ocean, the largest animal known is swimming around. In the Philippines, we can see everywhere the trashes and pollution, especially in our sea. Last September 22 to 23, 2015, Iloilo City proclaimed Fish Holiday. It is because of the illegal fishing, and also it is a protest of all fishing companies that some of our fishermen tend not to save the life of small fishes, and also some are using illegal fishing. Ito ang pangyayari
Sige niyang kon karon ti. Tuod may obra kami. Wa na may baklon. Kaya wa may baligya.
Ilan lamang yan sa mga problemang tinatamasan ng ating lipunan ngayon. Kaya, hikayatin natin na ang bagong henerasyon na alagaan at panatilihing maganda ang aquatic sources natin na siyang bumubuhay sa atin araw-araw.
Together, plants and animals make up what we call life. Scientists say that life began in the sea, which means that without these creatures, we would not exist in this world. This is me and Flores para sa
So that's it! This has been the new episode of Learning About Science. So mga taga-West, for more information, just visit www.bss.com.ph and for our Twitter account, follow us at WVSU_PSS.
And see you all again on our next episode.
Dito lang sa Pure Science Specials!